After paying off my mother's credit cards without telling anyone, I overheard her bragging at a party. It was my favorite son who saved me, not the ungrateful one. I stood there holding a tray of drinks I had been asked to serve, Numb. When the bank came after her again, she called me crying and I let it ring. I'm 32 now. I've lived in Asheville, North Carolina my whole life. Not the cool tourist part with the craft breweries and music festivals. I mean the other side. The side people speed through on their way to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Growing up, it was always clear who the favorite was. My older brother, Mason, could do no wrong. Tall, athletic, smooth talker. He got the charm, I got the asthma. He got attention, I got excuses. Our mom, Carol, wasn't abusive, not in the way that leaves bruises. But she was sharp. Cold. You could feel it in the way she looked past me when Mason was in the room. I can't count how many times she forgot I was in the car when she stopped to pick Mason up from football or band or whatever club he was the star of that month. When I turned 18, she didn't even bother with a cake. But Mason? He got a surprise party at the community center with a DJ and an ice cream bar. Still, I loved her. She was my mom. What else was I supposed to do? When Dad left, things got worse. She clung to Mason like he was the last life vest on the Titanic. He moved to New York for college and never really came back, not in any real way. But in her eyes, he was still the perfect son. I stayed. I worked at a parts plant just outside of town. Nights I bartended at a little dive off Tunnel Road. It wasn't glamorous, but I made it work. My plan was simple: save, buy a small house, and get some space. Then the letters started coming. At first I thought it was junk mail. Then I noticed her name on them. The red print. The words, past due, collections, legal action. I confronted her. She laughed it off. Oh, those? That's just credit card nonsense. I'm handling it. She wasn't. She was drowning. 5 cards. Over $27,000. Interest piling up every day. The banks were circling. She was behind on mortgage payments. One wrong move and the house was gone. I asked if she'd told Mason. She scoffed. He's too busy with his firm. I can't burden him. And besides, you're always the responsible one. That got me. For a moment, I let myself believe she saw me. So I paid it. Every last cent. I negotiated settlements, cashed out my savings, even borrowed a little from my 401k to cover the last chunk. I never told her. I just did it. I figured she'd eventually find out and be grateful. I thought maybe that would be the thing that changed how she saw me. Instead, she threw a party. Her 60th birthday. She invited everyone. Friends, cousins, old neighbors. I was the one who helped plan it, rent the VFW hall, set up the tables. I even made a big pot of my pulled pork, the one she always requested. She handed me a tray and told me to help serve drinks. I didn't think much of it. I was used to helping out, staying in the background. Then I heard her. She was standing with a group of ladies, wine glass in one hand, gesturing like she was on stage. "Oh honey, I thought I was done for," she said, loud and dramatic. Credit card companies were calling non-stop. I thought I'd lose the house. Someone gasped. But Mason came through, she continued. He paid it all. My favorite son saved me. Just like he always does. Someone asked, "What about your other boy?" She waved her hand like she was swatting away a fly. "Oh, he's fine. But he's always been so moody. Never thankful. I don't know what I did wrong with him." And just like that, everything in me shut off. I stood there holding the tray, the drinks shaking on it, and I felt something in me break. I didn't drop the tray. I didn't make a scene. I just turned around, walked out the back door, and drove home in silence. She didn't even notice I left. 3 months passed. I avoided her. Didn't pick up when she called. Didn't go over when she invited me to Sunday dinner. I needed space to think. Then I got another letter. Different envelope, same red ink. This time from a new bank. She'd opened more credit cards. 2 of them. Maxed out. She'd started spending again, like nothing had happened. Like the last bailout didn't count. Then she showed up at my place. It was a Tuesday. I remember because I'd just come off a double shift and hadn't even changed out of my work boots. She was crying, shaking. Said the bank had warned her about a lien. That if she didn't pay something soon, they'd move to take the house. You helped before, she said. I don't have anyone else. Not once did she thank me for what I'd done before. Not once did she apologize for lying. For letting me serve drinks while she gave Mason the credit. I told her I didn't have the money. She begged. I said no. She got angry. You're just like your father, she snapped. Cold. Selfish. And with that, I shut the door. She stood on my porch for a while after I shut the door. I watched her through the peephole. At first, she was just standing there, breathing heavy. Then she started crying again, real loud, like the neighbors needed to hear it. Then she got quiet. When she finally left, she peeled out of the driveway so fast, she knocked over my trash bins. 2 days later, Mason called. I hadn't spoken to him in over a year. Not since Mom's birthday party. I let it go to voicemail. He called again. Then again. Finally, I answered. You really screwed her over, he said. No greeting, no small talk. Just anger. I almost laughed. You mean after I paid her debts and she gave you the credit? He didn't say anything. So I kept going. I sent you the receipts. You knew the truth. You just didn't want to deal with her either. He sighed. She's not well, man. You know that. She's under a lot of stress. I snapped. We all are, Mason. But most of us don't lie about who helped us and then turn around and rack up more debt like it's monopoly money. He didn't respond right away. Then he said the most Mason thing ever. Well, either way, it's your problem now. You live near her. And just like that, he put it all on me again. Like always. 2 weeks later, I got a knock at my door. A woman in a navy blazer, holding a clipboard. Are you Carol L.'s son? Yes, I said. I'm with First Franklin Bank. We've started proceedings on your mother's property. We've had no success contacting her. Apparently she'd listed me as her emergency contact. Again, without telling me. I said she doesn't live here. That I wasn't responsible. But it didn't matter. The bank was moving forward. That same night, I drove to her house. It felt strange walking up the steps to the place I grew up in, knowing it was weeks, maybe days away from being gone. I found her inside, on the couch, in a silk robe, glass of wine in her hand like nothing was wrong. A shopping channel was playing in the background. She looked surprised to see me. Oh, she said. You finally showed up. I looked around. You been shopping? She shrugged. Just a few things. Some deals are too good to pass up. There were 3 unopened boxes in the hallway. I didn't even ask what was in them. You're about to lose this house. She rolled her eyes. You don't know that. I talked to the bank. That got her attention. She sat up a little straighter. They can't take it if I file for bankruptcy, she said. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She actually thought she could outsmart it all. That the rules didn't apply to her. And then what? I asked. You'll destroy your credit. End up renting from some stranger. "What's your plan, Mom?" She didn't answer. She just took a long sip of wine. That was the moment I knew. She would never change. No amount of help, no kind gesture, no second chances would fix this. She didn't see people, she saw tools. Mason for pride. Me for money. And when we didn't serve her needs, we were tossed aside. I stood there for a moment. Then I turned and left without another word. That night, I blocked her number. The next few weeks were quiet. Then I got word through a neighbor she was being evicted. She left the place a wreck. Broken blinds. Carpet stains. Trash everywhere. The bank had to hire a cleaning crew before they could even list it. I didn't go see her. I didn't check in. But then, something strange happened. She started calling other people. Old friends. Distant cousins. Even Mason's ex-girlfriend. Telling them that I was the one who ruined her life. That I had lied. That I'd forged documents. That I wanted her to lose the house. She spun the story like she was the victim in some twisted soap opera. One of those people called me. A cousin named Riley I hadn't seen in years. "She's saying some wild stuff, man," Riley said. "Told me you stole from her." That was it. That was the final straw. I made a burner email. I compiled everything, the payment records, the credit card statements, the emails from the bank. I even uploaded the audio from her birthday party where she took credit from Mason for my work. Then I made a Google Drive folder. I sent it to every person she'd talked to. I didn't say a word in the email. Just sent the link. Let the evidence speak for itself. One by one, they stopped calling me. A few even apologized. Her lies couldn't hold up under facts. And now, she had no one left to believe them. It took about a week for the silence to set in. No more calls from relatives. No more guilt-laced voicemails. Not even a text from Mason. I thought it was over. Then she showed up at my job. I was mid-shift at the bar Greenside Tavern, off Hendersonville Road. I just finished pouring a draft for one of the regulars when I saw her walk in, hair done, makeup thick like she was heading to a wedding, not a dive bar on a Tuesday night. The entire room went quiet. I hadn't seen her in person since that night on her couch. She walked straight up to the bar, slammed her purse on the counter, and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "You think you're so righteous. But all you are is bitter and jealous. You ruined me." I stared at her. My hands shook a little. I set the pint down before I dropped it. "You need to leave," I said. "No," she snapped. "You don't get to paint me as some villain. You've always been resentful of Mason. You were just waiting for your chance to make me look bad." Everyone was watching. I could feel their eyes on me, even the cook peeked out from the kitchen. I could have yelled back. I could have told the whole bar everything. But instead, I leaned in and said one thing: "You gave Mason the credit for something he didn't do. And when I saved you, you spent again. That's not me ruining you. That's just karma finally doing its job." She slapped me. Not hard. But enough that the sound cracked in the dead quiet room. Then she turned and left. The next day, I found out she'd posted on Facebook. A long rant, full of lies and half-truths, tagging people we both knew. She said I stole from her. That I was emotionally unstable. That she was terrified of her own son. She even posted a blurry picture of me from the bar like it proved something. But here's where things turned. One of the bartenders, Kelly, had recorded the incident on her phone. The slap. The yelling. Everything. She sent it to me. "Just in case," she said. So I posted it. I didn't add any captions. Just posted the raw clip on Facebook with the caption, "This is what really happened." Within an hour, her post vanished. People started commenting. A few reached out to apologize. One of them, an old friend of hers named Denise, messaged me privately. I always suspected something was off. You didn't deserve that. I didn't respond. I was done talking. But things weren't done with her. She tried applying for an apartment in East Asheville. Got denied after a background and credit check. She called Mason in a panic. He didn't answer. She tried to move in with a friend, lasted 3 days before they kicked her out over a fight about rent and groceries. Then, finally, she called me again. This time from a different number. I let it ring. But then she left a voicemail that chilled me. I hope you're proud. You've destroyed everything. I have nothing left. And maybe that's what you always wanted. For a moment, I felt that same old guilt crawl up my back. That voice in my head that said, "You're the bad son. You're ungrateful." But then I remembered that day at the party. The way she smiled, wine in hand, giving Mason all the credit. The way she never once said thank you. Not after I saved her. Not after I cleaned up her mess. And I remembered the slap. The public scene. The lies. I didn't call back. But I knew something else was coming. I could feel it. It was about a month after the slap at the bar when I got the letter. Certified mail. My name written in that careful cursive she always used for holiday cards. I almost threw it out. But curiosity got me. Inside was a handwritten note. No, dear. No, love. Just cold sentences. You made your choice. I made mine. I've signed over power of attorney to Mason. Since he's your favorite brother, maybe he can clean up the mess you made. It wasn't just a letter, it came with paperwork. Legal documents, stamped and notarized. She was signing everything over to Mason. What was left, anyway? A couple of personal belongings, a busted old car, a few boxes in storage she probably hadn't looked through in years. At first, I didn't care. Let Mason deal with it. Let him finally have the responsibility he dodged his whole life. But then I heard from Riley, our cousin, again. You hear about Mason? No, I hadn't. Turns out Mason was under investigation. A client of his at the firm filed a complaint, alleged mismanagement of funds. Not criminal yet, but the Bar Association was involved. The last thing he needed was power of attorney over a financial wreck like our mom. And that's when I saw it. She didn't give him power of attorney because she trusted him. She gave it to him out of spite. To drag him down with her. I thought I was the only one who got punished. But no. She wanted to take everyone with her. Mason called me a week later. He was furious. You knew, didn't you? You knew what she was like. I tried to tell you, I said. No, you wanted this. You sat back and let it happen. I didn't argue. I just told him what I'd been wanting to say for years. She used both of us. But I stopped letting her. He hung up. The last I heard, he stepped back from his firm. Took a leave. Some say it was to focus on family. Others say it was damage control. Mom? She's renting a room off Craigslist now. One of those week-to-week deals. She called me from a burner number last month. Left another voicemail. I hope you're happy. You broke this family. But I didn't break it. She did. With every lie. Every favor unreturned. Every time she told the world Mason was the good one and I was just moody. I look back sometimes. Wonder if I could have done something different. But I always land in the same place. I saved her once. Quietly. Fully. And she used that to lift up someone who didn't lift a finger. And when she got a second chance, she blew it. The guilt she threw at me, the shame, the stories, those were never mine to carry. I haven't blocked her number. I want her to know I hear her calls. That I choose not to answer. Every single time. Because sometimes, the cruelest revenge isn't a loud scream or a big fight. It's just walking away and never looking back.